Okay, in this video, we're going to show you how to replace a servo on our full motion talking skull. First thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the black covering off all the servo wires. Just open it up and pull it off. Once that's done, you're going to remove the back of the skull. But I'm going to let you know too, so the tools you're going to need for this, you need a small screwdriver and a smaller screwdriver and a small flathead screwdriver, a 332 Allen, and a pair of snips. So you're going to use your small screwdriver here and remove the 2 screws from the back of the skull. Both screws removed. Take the skull and you pull back and down on the back and then pull all the wires through. And you can put that aside. Then you're going to remove the front of the skull. These 2 screws right here. Take them out. One and 2. And then you're going to open the jaw slightly. You can actually open it all the way, and then you're just going to pull back and the front comes off. You're going to put that aside as well. Now you have your skull ready. There's the servo that's coming off. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to cut all the zip ties leading to the number 1, which is this one here, the number 1. So it only goes down a bit, and you cut them up. Make sure you be very careful with your side cutters. You do not cut the servo wires. Then you're just going to pull forward and unplug that. Then you're going to fish it through all the connections here and fish it through here. And then away you go. Perfect. And then that's off. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to need to remove the universal joint here. So you want to set it, and you're going to use your 332 Allen key to do that, which is right here, this bottom one. You want to have the Allen key pointing towards the back. I usually use this screw here to line it up so it's straight back so you can keep it in the same position. Just loosen it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull up on it slightly, and then you're going to push these down. And you'll be able to remove it, just like that. It'll pop off. Once that's done, you can now remove the screw that holds the horn on for your servo. So you're going to take that off there. Just unscrew it. Put it aside. You have a new one anyway with your new servo. Then you're going to take your flat screwdriver and you're going to just pry slightly on the back of the servo horn to pop it off. Once that pops off, you can now take your jaw off. So to take the jaw off, I hold these 2 here and then just pull back, and then the jaw comes off. Now you're going to take out the 4 screws. Now you're going to use your small screwdriver to take off the 4 screws that hold the servo in place. There's 1, 2, 3, and number 4. There we go. All the 4 screws are out. Now you're going to remove this arm. So you're going to flip it over, and this screw here on the left, you'll take it out. Once you take that out, you can pull this out. And then the servo just falls out. Take your bad servo, throw it away. Grab your new servo. You're going to put it in like so, like this. And grab your arm, put it back in place. And you're going to hold it up against the servo. Then you're going to take your screw, and you're going to put it back in. And you're going to tighten it down. And tighten that down. There we go. Once that's nice and snug, make it nice and snug. You don't want to go too tight, you don't want to strip it, but make it snug. Excuse me. Now you're going to put your 4 screws back in. Use your small screwdriver again. Here's where it gets a little trickier, because there's not a lot of space here to put these 4 screws in. There's one. And that's in. Number 2. Number 2. There we go. And that's in. Number 3. On the top here. There's number 3. And number 4, the one at the bottom. There we go. Number 4 is in. Now what you can do at this time is you also want to feed your cable back through for your servo. Make sure it's not cut up on anything. Make sure it's nice and straight too. All bunched up. There we go. Then you're going to feed it back through here. Like so. You want to get it underneath the, you want to catch up the eyes. Feed it through there. There we go. Nice. Then through the back here. And then you want to plug it back in to your connector. And yellow goes to white. Just like that. And you can label them like I have here. And there you go. And that's done. So now it's all plugged in. So now you can put the jaw back in place by just clipping it in. There we go. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go into servo replacement mode on your Servo DMX. So you're going to find number 1 on your wiring harness here. There's number 1. You're going to plug it into your Servo DMX. There we go. So now you're going to go into servo replacement mode. So you're going to hit down and hold it, and then hit set. And you're going to have 1 blue blink, and then you're going to go 2 blue blinks. You're going to hit set. You're going to have 1 green, 2 green, 3 green. And you're going to hit set. And now this is going to tell you, and which servo you want to replace. So you turn the dial, you see it goes from 1 to 5. And we want to replace 1. So once you're on 1, you hit down. And now this is going to tell you which position you want to have the jaw in. So 1 is left or closed, 2 is center, and 3 is open. We want to adjust the servo in the closed position. So we're going to put it in the closed position. And now what we're going to do now is we're going to put the horn on, but we're also going to put this back on first so it's not flopping around. So we'll put this back where it belongs. Slide that on. You can move these back into position in the back. And then you can tighten this down. Make sure that the Allen key set screw is facing back to the back. There we go. And now we can put on the front of our skull, and that's going to help us to set the closed position. So now we're going to put on the click this off here. This is down. There we go. It's going to be in that position. Okay. There we go. It's in that position. So we want it to be in the closed position. So we want to put the servo horn where we feel it's in the closed position, which is right about here. There we go. So at this point, we can leave the screw off just in case we might want to take it off and adjust it a little bit. So you see now it's not quite in the closed position, but if we now hit down on our Servo DMX, now we're going to set the trim of this. So by turning the trim pot, we can trim the closed position. So there you go. So we're probably right about, that's where we want to be. And then we go down and hit and hold the set button. And now we've set that position. So now what we can do, we have to unplug the Servo DMX, plug it back in again. And now if we turn the trim pot, the one servo should be now in the right position. So it's completely closed. That's all the way closed. That's all the way open. So the servo is now in the correct position. So now we can now take our set screw, or sorry, our screw for our servo, and we can put it back in. Use our new one. And we take this and we put it back in. And tighten it down. Tighten it down. And now we just test it again and make sure it's good. And it's good. Perfect. Now we can put our screws back in the back of the skull. Like that. And then we can unplug our servo from the Servo DMX. Then we can put the back of the skull back on by feeding what you're probably going to want to do before you put all this back, before you put the skull back on, is put the zip ties back in. So put the zip ties back in inside the skull. There should be one that you've taken off in there, and then one at the back right here. So put those on first before you put the skull back on. And then you can put the back on. And you can put the back on, and then you can put the rest of the zip ties on. I mean, you can also put the zip ties on beforehand if you want. It doesn't matter which way you do it. So like you can actually, it might be easier to put them on while it's off, and then put your skull back on, put your 2 screws back in. Tighten them down, and you're done. And there's your skull ready to go. That's it for the video for replacing the jaw servo on a full axis skull.